Hi, everyone. I'm Elaine Quijano. Thank you for joining us. President Trump visited El Paso and Dayton to honor the 31 people killed in mass shootings over the weekend. On Wednesday evening, he spoke to reporters during a tour of an emergency operations center.
Met with numerous people. We met with also the doctors, the nurses, the medical staff. They have done an incredible job. Both places just incredible. And the enthusiasm, the love, the respect, and also the telling me, let's see if we can get something done. And Republicans want to do it, and Democrats want to do it. And by the way, here's a great...
But not all residents shared that same enthusiasm over his visit. Protesters in both cities demanded action against gun violence. Janet Shamlian reports from El Paso.
22 people died!
Tempers flaring at the El Paso Walmart Memorial even before the president's visit today. Warner's telling a woman who came wearing a MAGA hat it was disrespectful.
Okay.
A large number of protesters turned out near a hospital the president visited.
He put a target on us, and now all these people are dead.
Becky Canales and her husband say they're angered by the president's divisive rhetoric.
He doesn't care. If he cared, he would do something about it, but he doesn't.
President Trump and First Lady Melania met with victims and first responders, but largely stayed out of public view. A front-page editorial in the El Paso Times attacked the president for characterizing this border town as one of the most dangerous cities in his State of the Union speech earlier this year.
Thank you so much.
And Congresswoman Veronica Escobar turned down a White House invitation to join Mr. Trump.
Here he comes.
This morning, the president was in Dayton, Ohio, again in the role of comforter-in-chief, following Sunday's shooting, which killed 9 people. He visited with first responders and victims. This photo was taken by hospital personnel. Press cameras were denied access to the events. Outside, angry residents along the motorcade route and at the hospital accused the president of doing nothing to stem gun violence.
We're going to Dayton first.
As the president was leaving the White House this morning, he said he would bring up an assault weapons ban, but said there was no political appetite for it at the moment. That may be the case on Capitol Hill, but in a recent poll, there seems to be plenty of will to ban the sale of assault weapons.
And Janet Shamlian joins us now. So, Janet, how were the reactions to President Trump's visit different in El Paso than in Dayton?
Well, Elaine, in both cities, there were a number of people who did not want to see the president or have him come to their cities at all. Here, the focus was a lot of anger at the president for remarks he's made before about this city and about immigration, and he's been very tough with the mayor. In Dayton, the discussion was more about gun control, and that was the focus there. But in both cities, we saw protests and people not wanting to see the president make the appearance, as he often does in the aftermath of tragedy, as the consoler-in-chief. Here in El Paso, there was a very large protest near the hospital where the president and first lady were meeting with first responders and victims. Former Congressman Beto O'Rourke appeared, as did the current Congresswoman from this district, Veronica Escobar, who actually turned down an invitation from the White House to meet with the president.
Well, these cities are, of course, still recovering from the weekend's tragedies. Do you have a sense that people heard what they wanted to hear from the president?
I think a lot of people in both of these cities tuned out the president today. He really didn't make himself available publicly. He pretty much went to the hospitals and met with the victims and first responders. I did want to tell you, though, there seems to be a lot more contention here in El Paso today at this memorial, which has attracted thousands of people over the past couple of days. Previously, we have seen people just come and pay their respects and maybe leave flowers or a candle or a note. And today we started to see a different scenario, whereas a few folks showed up with MAGA hats on, and they were asked by the mourners to take the hats off. So it still involved a lot of Trump versus anti-Trump reaction, but we saw it spill over into a place that was designated or has turned into a place mourning those who have passed.
All right, Janet Shamlian in El Paso for us. Janet, thank you.